Alrighty, what is going on, guys? It is Kage here, and I'm going to be doing something different. Welcome to my new series, Tekken for Beginners. And I'm basically going to jump right into it. And chapter 1 is going to be about movement. Because, simply put, movement is very important in Tekken, I should say. In 2D fighters, you don't really have to worry about movement as much, but the exception to that rule is Marvel. Marvel is actually super reliant on movement, and if you don't have good movement in that game, you're going to get destroyed. And the same goes with Tekken. Like, movement in Tekken can make or break you, so you want to stay on the move. Like, you don't want to move so much that you can't block properly, but you want to be smart with your movement, and you need to just like stay on your toes and be able to dance around your opponent a bit. So, having said that, I'm not going to cover the basics like sidestepping or side walking, because I'm assuming people know how to do that, and backdashing, forward dash, and a running, obviously. But yeah, if you don't know how to do that, I believe the game tells you how, but yeah, these are the pretty self-explanatory movements. What I'm going to do is cover some of the bit more of the advanced usage of it. So yeah, let's get right into it. Alrighty guys, so I know I originally said I wasn't going to talk about the basic movements, but I do feel I need to talk about sidestepping and sidewalking, because that's very important. Obviously, we all know how to backdash and forward dash and run, but sidestepping and sidewalking is probably something that beginners typically overlook because of the way they're used to playing games, and they forget they're on a 3D plane, kind of. And so, let's actually do this. So, when you sidestep, just quickly double tap and up or down, whichever direction you want to go into. You can do foreground or background. If you want to sidewalk, you double tap and then you hold it. So double tap up, hold that back, and hold it. And basically, you want to do this to avoid moves that are pretty linear. So let's see, just for example, let's do a forward 4. That move, as you can tell, is very linear and easily sidestep. So let me actually give you guys an example of that. Alright, so that kind of demonstrates that move a bit. There is one thing with this move in particular, it actually does track to the left of her. So I'll show you. So you saw there, I sidestepped to the left of her, it tracked to the left. So that's one thing to be aware of. Certain moves track to certain sides. This particular move tracks to the left, but if you sidestep it to the right, you'll be okay. And that's very move dependent, so I can't really go into that with you guys, but that kind of wraps up the sidestepping portion. Okay, so next up we have two very important sets of movement, and there's a very specific reason that I chose Barong, is because he's able to do these moves, and certain characters can't do one of these particular moves, but everybody can do the one that I'm about to show you now. So first up, we're going to go with the defensive option, which is backdash canceling. So to put it simply, backdash canceling is canceling a backdash with a crouch. So we're gonna backdash, crouch, 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 crouch. Just like that. You're canceling your backdash with a crouch. And you want to practice it slowly like that until you can start doing it fast. Don't rush into trying doing it fast. You'll build the muscle memory as you do it slowly, and then you can just, as you get better doing it, you can increase the speed. So, boop, 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 boop. I'm doing it very poorly there because I'm not really used to doing it slow. But once you get it down packed and you start doing it fast, you can do this. Wait. And my backdash isn't completely consistent, so. So yeah, you don't want to do it too fast, because if you cancel too fast, it's going to shorten your cancel, and you actually aren't going to be dashing that far. So let me demonstrate it on the left side for you as well. So back, cancel with a crouch, back, cancel with a crouch, back, cancel with a crouch. You keep doing that till you get this. And like I said, if you do it super fast, you get these really short. And it's fast and it looks impressive. If you want to show off, you can do that, but you don't want to do it too fast, so you're not going to really be covering any distance. You kind of want to do it at a decent, sort of a middle ground pace. Like right now, how I'm doing it like this is fine. Doing it like this, you want to show off, I guess you can do it that fast. But yeah, so basically what you want to use this for is to whiff punish, essentially. Like if you basically backdash cancel when you see an opponent doing a move. I mean, clearly some moves you won't be able to react to, but you want to keep in mind that when you're not on the offensive, you can backdash cancel. When you're on the defensive, back up, whiff punish, or some other faster move that's not that fast. Let's see. Yeah, that's a bit faster. That's a better whiff punish, or something like this. So yeah, you can do something like that. That was a pretty basic combo. I'm not really gonna get into combos right now. So yeah, that's backdash canceling. You can use it to show off, or you mainly use it to be defensive. So let's get on to the offensive aspect of dash canceling. Alright, so the offensive version. The offensive version is what we call a wave dash, or you can just call it CDC, which is crouch dash cancel. And what that looks like is that's a crouch dash, but you can cancel a crouch dash with a dash. So it's gonna look something like this once you get good with it. And so as you can see, basically what it's good for is closing distance and applying pressure. As you can see, I close the distance very quickly, and I'm able to apply different amounts of pressure. If your opponent's just standing there blocking, you can crouch dash really fast in their face to kind of like give them a sense, like kind of put them on panic mode, really, because there are a lot of options out of crouch dash depending on the character. So with Hwarang, for example, I can go mid. I can go, well, I think that's a mid as well. So Hwarang doesn't really have that many options out of his crouch dash. His is more for pressure and distance closing. But let's say you're a Mishima. If you're a Mishima, you can hell sweep. So you can do a high-low mix-up, or you can trick them, make them block low, and actually hit them with a mid, and you know, get that sort of mix-up going. And certain characters you can actually grab out of their crouch dash. Kazuya, for example, you can grab out of his crouch dash. It's a very specific input you have to do because he has a grab he can do while he's crouching. So you go into his dash, you do the move. I'll actually show you a quick clip of it right now. So yeah, that's how that looks. But having said that, you don't want to... Actually, you know what? You can crouch dash super fast if you want to. It's going to look something like this if you do it super fast. My inputs are actually off. I haven't done it in a while. I'm very bad at it. If you do it super fast, it's going to look really short. Like that. And you don't want to do that one. That's kind of just a show-off way of doing it. Like, hey, I can crouch dash really fast. Look at me, I'm good. Now, so for those of you who have trouble doing this, I'm not sure what you're playing on. I'm playing on an arcade stick, so that doesn't make it any easier or harder. I would say backdash cancel, crouch, or crouch dash, dash out of it. Now remember, Tekken does have input buffering, so you can sort of like do a crouch dash in a quarter circle forward and then another forward, and you'll automatically do a crouch dash cancel. So forward, quarter circle forward. That won't work for everybody, but it should work for most of the characters that have a crouch dash. Now there's one more thing we need to talk about, and I'm actually going to have to switch characters for this because this applies to characters that have a back sway stance. So let's go into that. Okay, so we're back. And I picked Nina because she actually has a back sway stance, which is quarter circle back. Now, depending on how you're learning the backdash cancel, I taught you guys how to do back, back, down, back, which is the best way to do it, because if you do it an easier way, which is back back or back quarter circle back, you're gonna get back sways if you main a back sway character. Like I'm trying to backdash with Nina right now, it's not working, I'm getting back sway, and that can mess you up and you can get punished hard for that. So for characters with back sway, the input is actually a bit different, and I just wanted to show you guys that. So if I can actually... So if you look there, the way I'm backdashing with her, I'm not hitting down at all in the sequence. If you look at my command history, it's just forward, down, back. I mean, not forward, back, down, back, down, back. And I'm doing that in quick succession, and that's how you get a backdash cancel with a character that has a back sway. And if you want to switch it up as you're backdash canceling, like you see the opponent closing in and you want to hit a back sway move, you can do that. I don't use Nina, so I don't really know her backsway moves, to be honest. And while I'm actually covering backsway characters, there is one more bit of movement you can do. It's called a Hayashida step. I don't think it's actually viable in this game. It was viable back in Tekken 4, so a Hayashida step is basically backsway, then you cancel the backsway with a side step.
Round 1. Fight.
You just kind of glide my thumb across it. So yeah, that's kind of how it looks if you just... So yeah, that's basically the movement things. You want to use these for... In the case of backdash canceling, you want to use it for defensive capabilities, and with punishing for crouch dash canceling, aka wave dashing. For certain characters, you want to use it for mix-up purposes, or you just want to apply pressure. And if you're that type of person, you can also use it to show off and say you got some extra skills. Keep in mind, however, not every character has a backsway, and of course, not every character has a crouch dash. Only certain characters have crouch dash. I believe I can put a list up here for you to do that. It's pretty much all the Mishimas, Bob. I'm sure I'm missing somebody. It'll be on the screen right now as you're listening. But yeah, that pretty much covers movement. Maybe I'll throw in some clips of me like using movement at the end, just to kind of give you guys a good example of how to do things. So yeah, thanks for watching, and catch you guys on the next chapter. Not sure what it'll be yet, but it'll probably cover notations. So yeah, see ya.